Welcome everybody, Souldin of the Grin Brothers here, and it's time for another episode of Tea Time. Annoyingly enough, I'm having to repeat this tea time because for some reason Audacity froze up on me. I think this laptop here has gone sort of cat hairs stuck in it from my little pet Zero, so it's slowing down at points, but didn't expect a lag on the sound recording program. That's a bit frustrating. In any case, today's tea I'm having is one my oldest brother, Kiris, happened to find in the cupboard recently. It's Dragonfly tea, naturally caffeine-free, Rubios vanilla. I've no idea what Rubios is. Oh, it says on the side. Rubios, also known as Red Bush. Huh. Any case, I'm going to be trying this tea without milk. As per usual, my first time trying it, I usually go without milk. Though I usually tend to prefer it with milk anyway. But, not tried this tea. At least I don't think I have. But it does seem vaguely familiar. In any case, there are two reasons I made this tea time for today. One is to actually discuss the topic that I'm going to be discussing. But the second reason is, ironically, technically the first reason, because it's the reason I'm going to address to you first. Which is basically I needed to update you all on certain thing in regards to our uploads on Grin Brothers. In regards to Grin Brothers, with the Sonic Adventure campaign, we've been separating each character campaign and having a video game, sort of another video game playthrough in between each one. So it went Sonic Adventure, Overlord, Knuckles Adventure, well, Knuckles campaign and Sonic Adventure. I think it was Project Spark then it was Tails campaign, then Streets of Rage. Well, we were going to have a video game in between Amy and Big's campaign. However, it turns out that the video game that we have recorded turned out to be lots of parts longer than expected. It's like 29 parts. And because I want to I've sort of planned out sort of when we're sort of doing things, and basically in order to allow Rafi time to edit the sort of our first year anniversary special, as it were, which is our original first video game we recorded for the channel, but it wasn't working because we did like hour-long chunks of it, so it kept crashing when we tried to load in all that. Yeah, basically, we will not be uploading a video game in between Amy's and Big's. After this tea time, we'll be uploading the Big playthrough, followed by the other video game, the 29 part one that we recorded, and then we'll be uploading the recording of Gamma and the finale for the Sonic Adventure overall. That said, moving on to the main topic. The main topic is regarding Sunset Overdrive. It's a game I've previously mentioned on Grin Brothers twice in tea times. One, I think it was like my second tea time I made, where Sunset Overdrive was like the main topic, where I addressed a certain sort of matter regarding the game. Basically, the game sort of advertised itself as being really big on character customization and making you feel like the player character. Yeah, ironically, both to its detriment and to its strength, it doesn't work quite that way. At least I don't feel it works very well as a, fit yourself into the game sort of thing, as in this character is you. But that is also its strength, as I may sort of get into later, or you can just check my old tea time video for that. I also mentioned it in my top 6 favourite games of 2014. I believe I had it at number 6/number 5, sort of sharing a spot with Pokemon Alpha Sapphire because I couldn't decide between the two. And I believe I mentioned it once or twice during our Grin Brothers episodes. I believe anytime I really mentioned the Xbox One, I mentioned it. Sunset Overdrive was one of the games which made me want an Xbox One. Along with it, there was Fable Legends, which I've still yet to get because it's not come out yet. Killer Instinct, which I'm kind of weighing on the sort of whether they'll reveal a Combo Season Pack 2 for it. And Ori and the Blind Forest mostly. But basically, Sunset Overdrive was one of those sort of games I really wanted an Xbox One for. And of course, when a Xbox One special edition with Sunset Overdrive included was announced, that was when I decided, okay, I'm getting myself an Xbox One. That, and it provides sort of more coverage for things for me and Rafi to record for Grin Brothers. Any case, Sunset Overdrive has had both its main DLC packs released. I'm not sure if it's going to get any more DLC, but it's 2 DLC sort of like actual additional levels and campaign stuff. Campaign expansion or campaign add-on. Not sure how you kids call it nowadays. So old. Mystery of the Moil or Mool rig and Dawn of the Rise of the Fallen Machines. Both those DLCs have come out. And I've completed both of them. Not 100% completed, but basically I've cleared the entire campaign, including both DLC add-on campaigns, the main campaigns. I've done each and every single one of the side quests, not the additional challenges that they have in the game. There's a lot of things that you can do. But I've, finished the game effectively. I mean, there's extras to get, but, it's not really vital for the story itself. So I figured I'd share my thoughts on this game. It's not so much a review per se. It's not constructed well enough for being a review. It's just kind of my general thoughts. Although you could call it like a very casual review. So what do I think of Sunset Overdrive overall? Overall, I think it's an amazing game. Not amazing, but it's like a very enjoyable time. And I'm glad I got to play it. It's not like the sort of game like, if I'd never had an Xbox One, my life would be, a little bit duller in that I never got to play this game. It's just I had a really good time with it, and, sort of like, if you have an Xbox One, I really recommend you get it. If you don't have an Xbox One, I wouldn't say, like, you need an Xbox One just to play this Sunset Overdrive. But if you have an Xbox One, go get Sunset Overdrive because it's a lot of fun, and it's an absolutely great game. Yeah. Sorry for the pause there. Breathing. Have to breathe. But yeah, Sunset Overdrive has some great gameplay. The Sunset Sea is a wonderful setting. The game is so vibrant. The sort of enemies are really well designed. And there's a lot of fun weapons. I had a lot of good times with the weapons, and the game sort of does a lot of things. The actual sort of gameplay itself really fast paced. The camera gets a bit, you have to get used to it, but you eventually get used to it, and you can do some amazing things, sort of shooting down the enemy. Sort of, my usual strategy is to freeze bomb, lay down acid sprinklers, and then grab whichever specific weapon I feel is right for the enemies. I use the wrench, boomerang weapons for the robots, and use the standard sort of like orange juice shotgun. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but yeah, basically, really fun game with lots of sort of ways you can go about sort of killing the enemies. There's a lot of weapons, and the game sort of has this constant pace and movement, which is just terrific. Something I would praise the game on is that its story, I feel, is actually pretty good. Its humour isn't for everyone, but I did find it funny. But the characters I found mostly enjoyable. I really like Sam, I really like Kim and Brill Cream. Hardcore is awesome, Walter's awesome. And the main playable character actually has a pretty good story arc, I feel. I mean, I sort of actually like the main character as a character. It's just that because the character has so much personality, a likeable one, I feel, like that, and a good sort of development sort of arc, the character doesn't work well in imagining this is my OC here, or this is me in the game, sort of thing. Sunset Overdrive does some pretty cool things. I quite like the online mode. I've only really done it once, but I've sort of, from other sessions I've seen and from my own experience, it's pretty fun. Not amazing, but I like the concept of it. It's what I'd say is probably the best time to actually have the night defense missions, because you do like sort of say 8 missions, sort of all these different missions across the map as a sort of team of up to 8. And then you have like a tower defense sort of mission known as night defense, where you have to protect the VATs from ODs. In the main campaign, protecting the VATs from ODs is the most annoying thing ever, and I frankly hate it. I absolutely despise the night defense missions. I mean, I may have enjoyed tower defense games like Dylan's Rolling Western, but I do not like the night defense in Sunset Overdrive. However, night defense with a group of people is just fantastic. It's so much more fun doing the night defense missions on the Chaos Squad online mode. One of the sort of really good things I feel, though, about Sunset Overdrive, and probably its what I feel most innovative feature, is the Sunset TV, where its host, Brandon, don't know his last name, I believe he does say it when doing the thing, but Brandon sort of basically gives you updates, sort of provides wee comments, shows off sort of fan work sort of stuff, and sort of hosts individual challenges and community challenges, so like each every week or 2 weeks, that you can get extra points in Overdrive for, which is just brilliant. And there's... oh, the dogs are going to bark a sec. I know it. I'll cut that out. Yeah, when I say the dogs are going to bark, I'll cut that out. Okay, so Starting now, yeah. Yeah. So I forget my words. But yeah, the Sunset TV is an amazing feature, which I feel really sort of get you involved in the game and get you coming back in the game. It's a nice thing to sort of like check the update of what new challenge has sort of been announced and sort of go along doing that sort of challenge along my way to a side quest or challenge I was doing or the main mission. And it also has sort of like votes you can do for new sort of rewards you can get in Chaos Squad. It's all sort of like very cool sort of features, which I feel, you know, that's probably one of my favourite sort of like additions to gaming as a whole would be sort of like, if you want to sort of like do sort of regular updates, Sunset TV is how I'd say you should go about it. As per the DLC itself, speaking about both DLCs, Mystery of the Oil Rig, I feel, well, I should really say about both DLCs. Both DLCs are very short, and I don't think story-wise they really add much. They're not sort of, as in by story-wise, they don't really develop any other characters to a great degree. In Dawn of the Rise of the Fallen Machines, there's this brilliant little interaction between Sam and Buck, but otherwise there isn't really much to it. You know, there's not much to invest yourself story-wise in the two areas. And they also feel very shut off from the rest of the game because you have to fast travel to effectively get back and get out of the areas from then on, which is rather frustrating. And I don't like fast traveling whenever I can. I try to avoid fast traveling whenever I can. But there were some things they did right. Mystery of the Oil Rig introduced a lot of cool mechanics regarding sort of water travel and such. You can sort of like grind across water now and jump out of the water really high. The only thing is that it's mostly specific to that area because you don't really encounter water in many other areas of the game. It just makes travelling between the two different sides of the locations easier. And Dawn of the Rise of the Fallen Machines, I feel, introduces a lot of really cool weapons. The Nanobot Swarm is a fantastic weapon. There's this electric bubble, and there's this satellite cannon. They're all really amazing weapons. And I will say, for Dawn of the Rise of the Fallen Machines, not spoiling things here, the end boss is amazing. I mean, I felt the sort of end boss for the actual main campaign was really good, but the end boss for Dawn of the Rise of the Fallen Machines is just pure perfection, and it just brings so much of the game sort of all together, as it were. So yeah, my overall thoughts of Sunset Overdrive are that it's a great game. There are certainly areas for improvement. I don't feel it works quite as well in what the game designers intended it for it to be, as in a character customization game. Because, you know, there's too much of the customization I feel must be locked off in Chaos Squad rewards. And there's not enough sort of way to alter the character's body. There's only like 2 body types. And because the character is such a sort of well-written personality, but such an in-depth one, they you can't picture yourself as anyone but them. They should have had like a defined protagonist, I feel, for this game, because it would have suited it a whole lot better. The game kind of at the end of the main campaign basically blatantly sequel teases, and I would love to see a sequel. I would love to play a sequel, which I know must be sort of down the lines because of its ending, so I really look forward to that. Could be better in some areas, but otherwise I feel it's made sort of good stride in a lot of areas, and it's set up a very good formula for it to now build itself upon. As said, if you have an Xbox One, I really do recommend it. And those are my thoughts on Sunset Overdrive. The DLC was, I guess you could say, a tad pricey because they're all both rather short campaigns, but they introduced some pretty cool mechanics and weapons. But on a whole, they're sort of like, okay, I mean, worth getting if you've got, obviously, the main Sunset Overdrive. So then, I'm glad I managed to update you on the prior matter regarding the Grin Brothers uploads. And I'm glad I could discuss this matter regarding Sunset Overdrive. I hope the dog's barking didn't get in the way too much. And I bid you farewell. Cheerio, everyone. Oh, wait, I should try this tea first. I'm not even sure how to describe that. The initial taste is a bit odd. Yeah, that was vanilla tea. Or Rubius vanilla. Cheerio!